So true. Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's so true. And I just want to acknowledge that this is all coming from our faith, because I know that there are people that watch my content that I put out there that
Yeah.
aren't Christians. And yeah, again, we respect everyone, but these biblical principles that we believe in is what we go through too. And that's why we're talking about it now, as Lonnie and William and I are all followers of Jesus Christ.
Mm.
So yeah, that's cool. I love that. So what were the highlights of your beautiful, special wedding day?
Well, my highlight would have been
Oh,
when I saw Kaloni for the first time walking down the aisle. I think yeah, at that time I had a moment of truth, and yeah, I was basically standing there, just kind of saying to myself, like, this is like the person I'm going to spend the rest of my life with. So I think at that time that was basically my highlight.
Mm.
But the whole wedding was good.
Yeah.
I think that was my highlight as well.
Yeah, the whole wedding was good.
Lonnie, who walked
definitely, yeah. Oh, that's my uncle. So that's my dad's first cousin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. You didn't want Naki or John walking you down, or your mum?
Oh, so like with the Tongan way, like anyone that's your dad's brother or your dad's cousin is considered your dad as well. And with that uncle that walked me down, he's pretty much like our second dad here in Australia.
Right.
And he was very close with my dad.
Yeah.
And it reminds you so much of my dad as well, eh? Like if you meet him, he just reminds you of my dad.
Yeah.
And so that's why if it wasn't my uncles in New Zealand that was gonna walk me down, yeah, it was him. And that's why I asked him to walk me down the aisle.
Yeah, I love that. It's so beautiful. And so for those of us, a lot of your family and friends here in New Zealand who couldn't make your special day, talk us through the start to the finish.
Oh, like in the church and that?
Yeah.
So yeah, like
well, actually, sorry, can I just stop you real quick? So majority of my listeners are females, so I'd love to hear about the glam parts, everything, like the dress up, because that's a vibe, that's a moment for women.
Yeah. So dressing, so the morning, like getting ready in there, it wasn't a crazy morning, because my cousin, who's like my sister Kanga, she pretty much done everything for me that morning. So we had separate rooms. So the bridesmaids had their own room and I had my own room. And so I had my own hairdresser, my own makeup artist, and they had their own as well. So pretty much throughout getting ready in that, I was in my own room. I was calm as well. The first thing I did in the morning, I got up, of course, I prayed. My auntie, who's also my sister in Christ and who also like pretty much has encouraged me throughout my whole walk, she came into the room that morning as well. She got to pray for me. And we also got to have fellowship. And it was just pretty much just a reminder of the covenant that I was getting into with William through, of course, the Lord Jesus Christ. So we got, and then she prayed for me. And I remember her prayer was just for me to have peace throughout the day and for me to not get angry or, agitated at little things that happened. So yeah, I got my hair and makeup done. My dress was so heavy. Oh my gosh, the amount of times I almost tripped up. And yeah, like the bridesmaids had their dresses and that. Oh, because of COVID, I had ordered my bridesmaid dresses like last year in October. And a week before the wedding, they had told me that the dresses weren't going to come in until after the wedding. And so, oh my gosh, I remember I was so annoyed. So that week we had to like look for bridesmaid dresses, and just a tip for all islanders, it is hard to get plus size dresses.
Even in Australia?
And in Australia, because they have to order it.
Yeah, true.
But if you're wanting like a nice dress, you have to make sure you order it like way before the time, or just pretty much just try and lose weight. So I always told myself that I was going to go on a fast before the wedding so I can lose weight. Never happened. William though, he lost weight. So yeah, so I'm not sure if you saw old photos, but William was a lot bigger than what he is now. So he went on a good diet before we got married. Yeah, and I got my hair and makeup and it done. I wasn't even nervous because I just wanted to get married. And I remember I was just so excited, but I won't lie, like even at the rehearsal and that, I was like hyperventilating because I knew none of you guys were going to be there. None of my family from New Zealand will be there. And you know how close I am with my family in New Zealand.
Yeah, really close.
And to not have them there, like it kept playing in my mind. So at the rehearsal, I was like hyperventilating. Hey.
Yeah.
Like I was like crying as if it was a funeral because I just missed everyone so much. And then like after hyperventilating after the whole rehearsal, he comes up to me and he says the most disrespectful thing ever. He's like, "Can you not cry like that tomorrow?" I was just like, "What?" And he was like, "Can you just not cry like that? Like just try keep it in." In my head, I was like, "Well, can you go bring my dad back to life?"
Yeah.
I was like, "Don't ever say that."
Yeah, I don't know why I said that.
Yeah, why did you say that?
I just said it.
And then, oh my gosh, in the morning of our wedding, he annoyed me again because one thing I told him that I didn't want to go live at the ceremony. Like I didn't want anyone to actually go live. Yeah, and because sometimes when someone's going live, you're more focused on what people are, what people might be saying watching the live. I don't know if that's what happened to me. And so I had told him before that I didn't want anyone to go live. Comes the morning of the wedding, I find out someone's going to be at the church going live. But thank God was on my side. His camera didn't work properly, so he wasn't able to go live. But just the whole morning was just so relaxed. I don't know about you, but
it was relaxed for me. Like for the boys, there's hardly nothing that goes on in the morning.
Yeah,
we basically just cruise. Like we basically just chill until it's time to get ready, and then we basically just get ready, and then that's it. We're out. We don't do much. There's nothing that we need to do extra that that the girls have to go through. But for us, it's just basically put on our suits and then basically head out to the church, and that's it for us.
I think we're just both excited. Like we just wanted to hurry up and get married.
Yeah, because even the boys were like asking me. They were saying to me, "Oh, are you nervous?" And I was like, "No, I'm actually cool. Like, I just want to be married already."
I love that. Oh, awesome. And then, so after that, you went into the church, and what was going through your mind when your uncle was about to walk you down the aisle?
Oh, I was like trying to control my breathing.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to hyperventilate again. So I remember I was outside, and then I just thought about my dad again, and I started crying a little bit, and then I also just remembered like, okay, I'm gonna get married today, and then I stopped crying, and then I remember just seeing William like in the front of the church and that, and I was just overcome with so much excitement, and I just couldn't believe like this day had finally come, and that we're actually gonna get married, and I was just we're just so excited. Yeah. But that damn dress day.
That was stunning. Oh, like beautiful. It suit you.
Yeah, so like it was so heavy, and I remember like after the wedding, because the the videographer.
Oh yeah.
I was walking in front of William because the aisle was so narrow, and so I was walking in front of William, and William was holding my dress, and I think he got so annoyed at me. He was like, "Walk off your husband." I was like, "Excuse me."
Yeah, because I think he was trying to get like shots of us walking together, like coming out of the church. But because like she was in a rush to try and get outside, I was basically all the way at the back.
Oh my gosh, sis, you would not understand how hot we were.
Yeah, I could imagine. Yeah,
it was so hot. Like, and me and him, we both sweat a lot. So we're up there, like if you watch the video, you would like when it came to time to like to kiss me in that. And you had to lift up my veil. You can hear me so clearly. I'm like, hurry up.
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah, but like even before you done the veil, like I'll like in front of the pastor was probably like so annoyed at us. Like we were like having a conversation like, okay, so we're gonna kiss on the cheek or we're gonna kiss on the
Yeah.
And the pastor's like, not yet.
Oh, so did you do cheek or because it's quite awkward, especially as islanders? So did you do lip to lip or cheek?
Yeah, we did lip.
Yeah, because William thinks he's Balangi, so no, and it's more awkward way because how our videographer and our photographer were Lebanese.
Yeah,
the amount of times they told us to kiss for the photos, Kiss her, hold it. I was just like, okay. I already know everyone's cringing in there, but the ceremony was nice and quick, and Yeah, and I think once like we had like signed and they had pronounced us, husband and wife, like I was just relieved, eh?
It's good to know that we're officially married.
Married.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. And then the reception, did you guys do like a really cool dance together or?
Oh, so I'll tell you about this again, okay? So, William, like he pretty much did everything I didn't want to do. So, he's from Bankstown. So, Bankstown's full of Lebanese people. So, the drums that you saw?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I had told him like ages ago, I was like, I don't want to do drums at the wedding. Like, I just, that's not my thing in that. So literally like 5 minutes before we walk into the reception, I see him talking to this Lebanese guy and I'm like, oh, who is he? He must be the coordinator, for the venue. And then he's like, oh, hey, give me like $450. I'm like, what for? And he's like, oh, to pay the drummers. But because we're just getting ready to enter, I didn't have time to be angry. So
how would you have $450 on you at the time?
Oh, because people were giving envelopes in that for the wedding.
Right. Yeah.
And I was like, $450 for what? And he's just like, oh, God, the drummers are here. And so I just looked at him and I was like, if looks could kill, William would have been dead 10 times that day. And I was just like, oh, so I didn't have, so literally after we paid him and then we had our entrance and then we had the drums.
Oh my gosh.
But I don't know if you saw.
Yeah,
and with the drums, they keep going. Yeah, and their people are used to it, because they do it all the time. I was already tired, like 2 minutes in. Yeah. And then if you see, there's a point where I push William, and then you have John, John loves attention. Yeah, so then John takes over and does his little tongue and dance to the drums.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Did Fale get up? Because I know she likes attention too.
Oh, that's why they clash. Because they try both, fight for attention.
Fighting over. Of course, look at me.
So of course, Sissy was up there as well.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. That's so cool. But yeah, that kind of brings me to the end of our question. Oh, actually, no. Let's talk about the evening. So, were you like when you took off your wedding dress? Just like, did you just relax, or did you guys have family? Did you have a good night's sleep? Like,
yeah,
we were so tired by
the end of the night. Yeah, we're so tired. But I think another highlight for me was like seeing the actual reception, because I kind of had a fair idea of what it might look like with everything that he had like ordered and organized. But it wasn't until we actually saw the room I was like, actually,
that's nice.
Yeah, it was so beautiful, like the candles and everything. I loved it.
Yeah, and then you gave the $450. You're like, oh, okay, this looks good. Here we go.
So this was $450 for them to come play drums for 7 minutes.
No, because they usually play.
7 minutes.
No, they usually play 10 to 20 minutes.
Yeah,
that's the entrances, because the entrances go for long. But it's because I told him, we're not used to that, to the top of where you guys played for that long. So I said, can you just cut it down a bit? And he's like, okay, 7 minutes. So to me, I thought 7 minutes would be short.
No,
but it actually felt like it was like 15 minutes.
Yeah. But that's the equipment, that's their time, that's their travel, that's their service, that's their admin, that's their process fee. That's quite affordable.
Yeah. But yeah, after the wedding, we were so tired.
We basically just stayed out the night and then came back the next day. But yeah,
I just couldn't wait to get that dress off because it was so heavy. Like even when we had to carry it downstairs. It was so heavy, so I could not wait.
How did you choose? Did you get any gifts, or did you get mostly envelopes? And would you prefer gifts?
Because one thing I told him not to do was, on our invites, not to put what's it called?
Gifts preferred.
Gifts?
Yeah, because I was just like, no, like, whatever people want to give, they can give it from their heart, whether it's a gift or money. Even before the wedding, like a lot of people had already blessed us, like, people, like we had someone offer to do a cake. A lot of people offered to pay for things as a gift before the wedding. So that was one thing as well, like just with the whole wedding, like a lot of people had helped us with organizing it. So financially it wasn't a burden to have the wedding. Like we didn't have to take out like a big loan to pay for it, because people had just helped us And then during the wedding, a lot of people had blessed us as well with money. But with that money as well, like I had to, because I just wanted to like bless everyone. And he was like, can you remember we have to try to set ourselves up?
So we basically got it from those people, and then she wanted to bless them.
Give it back. She got mafana.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's like mafana.
Yeah, pretty much. But it was like, you know, for a Tongan wedding, it was nice and simple. Yeah, and like, so any advice to other people?
Wow, it was elegant. It was classy. It was black and white and gold. I thought, oh, that's beautiful. But what was the inspiration behind your dress, Lonnie? Like when you chose it, like when you were you know, shopping for it and stuff. I saw that you went to Bondi all the time just to get it.
Yeah, so a lady actually made it. So I got it custom made, and because I had already dealt with going into bridal stores with Malia's wedding, and I just don't like the way they are with plus size. Well, that bridal store in particular, I don't speak for that one. I don't like how they treat plus size women. Like they just really limit you on what dress you can have, and it's just a lot more expensive than what you would actually get for customization. So I found a lady that had already made one of the girls in ministry. So they made her wedding dress. So she's what nationality? Indonesian. Yeah. So, but her dresses are really quite expensive. Like her dresses usually range from like 5,000 to 10,000. Her wedding dresses.
Oh my gosh.
But I remember I had messaged her before I had my first concert. Oh, hey, like, can you make my wedding dress? But I'm not going to spend over like 3,005. And she was just like, yeah, come in. And I just always knew from ages ago that if I was going to get married, I was going to have a princess dress. And so it's easy. I just told her I want a princess dress, and she pretty much did everything else.
Yeah, it suits you too. It suits your body. Yeah. That's interesting.
And now it's up on Marketplace. I'm trying to sell it.
Well, now, William, I have a question for you. How much was your suit? Since Lonnie seems to be complaining about it 2 weeks later on a podcast.
So my suit altogether cost me 1,600.
The heck?
That's cheap.
I thought it cost like under 1,000.
Yeah, so it was 1,600. It's because it was all custom made.
Oh.
Well, as a quality person myself, I think that's quite affordable. I'm quality as well. Yeah.
Let's see. No, but it would be affordable if his pants wasn't almost falling down during the wedding. Like, during our first dance, like it looks like we're like saying like, all this romantic stuff to each other, but the whole time he's whispering like, please hold it to my pants because it's gonna fall down.
No, because I basically got the pants that didn't have the
No, but like if you're gonna get a suit that expensive, you'll think it'll be fitted though.
No, because it was fitted at the time when I picked it
up. Right? So you lost weight.
Because I lost a little bit more weight before the wedding.
Yeah.
And so by that time the pants was a bit loose. So yeah.
But it's just like legit, his pants were gonna fall down during our first dance. I should have just let it fall down to teach him a lesson. That the amount of money you pay for your suit was not able to keep your pants up. Yeah. So the whole time we're doing our first dance, like good thing the camera is like looking at us, but so I was holding his hand, this side, but my other hand was holding up his pants.
Oh my gosh. Now, here's the $1 million question for you, Lonnie. Do you get along with William's mum?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And do you get along with Lonnie's mum, William?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
His mum is so easy to get along with. Like she makes it like easy to get along with. You know my mum too.
I know your mum I know your mum.
William, you have to tell her that's the first time you met her.
Oh yeah. So the first time I met her was during Malia's wedding.
Yeah.
And I basically Ron told me to come on that day and meet her mum. So she had arrived from New Zealand, but I think at that time she was like in a mood. So
yeah.
It was like the wrong day to like, to meet like a parent. But basically on that day, like she wasn't in the mood, and there's just a lot of disagreements at home, and so I basically was
yelling at Malia.
Yeah, so I basically was sitting there in awkwardness. I basically just sat there, and I didn't know what to do, and I was like just thinking to myself, oh, maybe I should just go through the back door and just like go out. But
also different from when I first met his mum, because when I met his mum and his parents, like they took me on a nice dinner, they gave me gifts, they were so nice. And then come to my bipolar.
Oh
You know
God.
how they are? Like no one's shy. If someone's angry, they can't wait till that person leaves. They have to like get angry so everyone knows.
William, they've been doing this for years. They fight in front of me.
I was just a bit shocked there.
No. I've been to their house, like, you know, when I was like back in the day, I'll go to their house and she's yelling with John and I'm in the room.
No, about the time with Fale.
Yeah. They had a full-on punch-up and I'm sitting there awkwardly like, this is when we were like 17, 18, like really young.
And that's something like we had to get used to because, you know, our families are so different. Like William comes from like a small family, like, and they're very like, also quiet. And then you come to my family, our massive family, where no one can contain their little comments and everyone. So when he gets angry at me, the number one line in his face is like, no, don't talk to me. I'm not John, okay? I'm not one of your siblings. Don't yell at me like I'm one of your siblings.
Oh. William, have you been to the house here in New Zealand?
What was that, sorry?
Have you been to Lonnie's Pepatoe house here in New Zealand?
No. I
haven't been. Tell you something. This is their family. So there's a shop that you can see from the driveway. It's literally 200 meters, not even that, 100 meters from the house. Instead of walking to the shop, they all get in the car and drive 100 meters to the shop.
Oh, that's what we do now. There's a fish and chip shop just down the road from us.
Yeah.
It's basically just a 2-minute walk, and we still drive there and go pick up the food.
I've never stopped judging this family. To this day, I judge this family about.
And so he's like, you know, he's like not used to it. So like, you know, my siblings are so open. So like, if someone like asks me for money, you know, everyone's so open about it.
Yeah.
And then he's like, has his little comments. He's like, oh, I hope that's not a fortnightly thing. And I'm like, go say it to their face.
Go say it to Fale, I can hear you. What happens?
See what I mean? Like, we'll do a podcast and she's behind us, like having an argument with someone else.
Yeah. I'll never forget the day when we picked up Fale from school.
But remember why I was angry? Because she was sick and I asked her to waste her lunch money for pizza.
Yeah.
And she said that she used it, but I was like,
how do you use it when the day just started?
Yeah. Exactly. I see, she don't understand that, but we did.
Yeah. She thought she could lie her way out of it. And honestly, William, Lonnie was driving and Fale picks up a Bible and goes to oh man. I'm sitting there next to Fale, like, I'm just sitting there like, oh my God.
Yeah. I think William's like, oh my gosh, I'm experiencing that now.
Yeah. No, but it's really fun. It makes them. So.
Yeah, true.
It makes them.
Yeah, you know how like normal siblings just wait till after and then before, like, you know, when the guest leaves then they start yelling at each other. That's what I'm telling mum. Oh my God.
He's taking the angry like, don't yell at me. I'm not John. Don't talk to me like I'm one of your siblings.
I am not a caller. Do not yell at me.
And that's one thing he doesn't like tolerate. Like, so if we're in public and he hears that like my voice is starting to rise, he walks away.
Yeah, I don't deal with that.
You don't want the public arguments?
Yeah, no, I don't do that.
Yeah. Okay. Lonnie, you do talk like you're stressed out. Like sometimes you do talk and your tone is quite confrontational. But you're talking normal, but it's like, what? Like, why is that? Like, it's just like that, like your body language.
Yeah.
And that's what I said, like
your mum getting
married. So like this one time, so I was really upset, and he's, I don't know, like you're not emotional.
Yeah, I'm not an emotional person.
Got married?
So I was like,
married?
Huh?
Did your mum get married?
Something dry.
Oh, what did you say?
Yeah, remember she got married last year in November?
Yeah, last year November.
Oh, I didn't know that. I honestly didn't know that. Yeah. Okay, carry on. Yeah.
Yeah, and all that, you know, because it was new to us and like, you know, I was going, you know, through my little emotions. but he didn't understand that. And like he was saying, I remember he was like, "Oh, I don't see what the big deal is." But we were out eating, and so I started hyperventilating, and I remember I kissed the table, the table they were eating on, and he like full got up and he's like, "We're not doing that here." He's like, "Get up, we're leaving," and he left me in there.
I've been left in a restaurant as well, yeah, for my attitude. Yeah, my ex threw a serviette at me. He was like, "You know what?" and it landed on my face, and I was like, "Oh God." And we were in Thailand. We were in like another country, and I didn't know how to get home. I didn't know how to get back to the hotel. Yeah.
Serviette though. Well, he left me, and then I sat in there for like 5 minutes, and then when I realized that he wasn't coming back, so I went out, and I was just like, "Oh," and we had like a new joke home and that, and then John came over, and then I don't know what he was talking about. He was talking about. He's like, "Yeah, this one was like crying with that, over your mum getting married and that." And then I think he thought John would agree with him, but John was like, "Oh, I just finished crying as well."
Oh
and
yeah.
So awkward. We're all like,
we were all crying. Thank you. Well, I love that. Thank you both so much for sharing. I mean, it's been really nice to meet you, William. Thank you for the laughs. I look forward to linking up in person. Lonnie, I'm going to message you because I'm moving to Sydney. Well, that's the plan soon. I'll message you. Okay. But yeah, it's been really good. Do you have any final advice or any like inspirational words that you can share for any couples out there who are preparing for marriage?
Yes, I think for me it's just don't get caught up in all like the glam and all all the stuff that comes with like the reception, the church, and that because it's only one day, and enjoy every single moment because it goes by so fast, and just remember the covenant that you're making. Just remember why you're getting married, what marriage is, and to also remember what your purpose is in your marriage. Like that day was so beautiful. Now it's over.
Yeah.
And now we're kind of facing the reality of what it's like to live together 24/7.
Yeah.
Because when we weren't married, we only saw each other like
once a week. Yeah.
Because he lives like 40 minutes away from me, and so now that we're together constantly, like
like stop breathing. I can hear you breathing.
It's like
it's an experience.
It's an experience. Yeah. Like I don't know how you did it. Like living with someone while dating.
I lived with my ex before. We were never married. We're not even together anymore. But it was just every time he did something, I'd just be like, "Shut up," And like I'd go to the next room, like just
But I guess like putting Jesus in the center of your marriage.
Yeah.
And like one thing that a pastor told me what it means to put Jesus at the center of your marriage is because we come from different backgrounds. Even though we're Tongan, people grow up so differently. Like the way things are done in his household is different from the way things are done in my household.
Yeah,
so
clearly.
A couple comes. When a couple comes together, the meaning of Jesus being the center is instead of going by how I was brought up, or how he was brought up, it's going back to the word of God and how Jesus was brought up. And so that's why the love there. Honestly, look it up, sis. You'll love it. It does expose a lot of things. And
what's it called?
It's called the Love Dare.
Love
Dare challenge. But you have to watch 5 first.
Yeah.
But that's my advice. Is just pursue Jesus first. Like I'm telling you now, there is a bigger picture than marriage and children, and it's Jesus. And once you have that full relationship with Jesus and you surrender to him fully, you will become so content, and everything else will just fall into place.
Okay.
It's because your affections. When it comes to Lord, your affections are not set on things above and not here on this earth. So I know when people get married, you plan for, okay, I want to do this, I want to do that. But when it comes to Lord, everything changes. It's like you pursue what the Lord wants you to do and how to further his kingdom instead of doing what you want.
Right.
Yeah, that's it.
I love that. Thank you so much for sharing. William, did you have anything you'd like to add?
No, she basically summed it up for the both of us here.
Love it. Okay, awesome. Thank you both so much for giving time. I always love having Lonnie on my platform. Such a humble platform, but she always makes time for me. And it's been so lovely to meet you, William. Honestly, you two look like such a great couple and very inspiring for me as someone that's still searching and getting to that stage of life. But yeah, when are you guys going to start vlogging your journey or something? I'm kidding.
No, I think she'll get annoyed with me if we ever started that.
No, because you don't like to like.
I wouldn't mind vlogging, but yeah, I think she would have the issue with me just like having the camera in her face all the
he
time.
already like, I don't know, you don't have him on Instagram and that,
Adam.
but he already kind of like Instagrams his whole life.
Me too. I do that all the time.
Yeah, well he does, but I don't like. He can do his life, but he also adds me his videos there, and I'm just like. You have to like record everything. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll leave it there, Lonnie, and I'll message you about my big move.
Yes, you have to.
My life. But thank you both so much. It's obviously almost midnight here in New Zealand, so I got to end it there.
Oh, true.
And I will leave you guys to it. And yeah, thank you.
All right. See ya.
Guys, take care. Bye.